Hello everyone, welcome back to my shop. What I've been working on today is getting the driver's side cab corner taken care of. So first thing I had to do was hang the new door. So I pulled all the components out of the old door that I want to save, kept some of the, or transferred some of the clips already onto this door on the inside, just so I wouldn't lose the location of them. One right there, one right there. The one that comes down here, the little bolt thing that goes through in this hole, holds stuff together. But I got brand new brackets bolted on, so it took a little while to get this thing lined up, like in and out on the top, make sure it sits far enough in on the bottom section. Door gap back here, make sure that's, you know, even and set right, so it's looking pretty good. A little tight right here up at the top, so I still have some adjustment to do, but I was mostly worried about like flushness. So this body line right here lines up pretty darn close, so this might be whack the top with a slapping spoon to move that up a little bit, or it might be grind down on the top edge of the door here a little bit to get some distance, and then re-weld across the top, because it kind of goes a little fat right there when I feel it with my fingers. But anyway, got these new ones bolted on, had them kind of loose and just shimmied and moved it around until it worked. But got the new corner in, so I'm gonna swap over to time lapse and regular pace stuff and let past Josh show you how I got this one put in. So stay tuned, here we go. I'm a human planishing hammer. Move around to the front side so you can see the flange. I got it knocked in. Probably still gonna push it because it's under a little bit of spring tension. Just get in and press with my hammer, and then when that's flush, give it a tack. Then I can pull the panel alignment clamp here, get in there. That's flush right there, so I'm going to go ahead and put a tack where it's flush and then knock the rest of it in, and that tack will hold the tension. There we go. The key with doing that, pressing, is you push it up and start your weld, and when you let off, maintain the pressure for several seconds until the weld puddle cools, because if you don't, it's still kind of an elastic plastic state before the metal completely cools, and then it'll pull out if you just immediately pull the pressure off the second you let off the trigger, and it'll pull everything out, and you'll have to cut that in order to push it back and try it again. Or else you're putting a lot of filler in a rough edge. When you grind this down, it'll have a big step in it. Oftentimes when you're using this tool, it's nice because it gets the panels lined up with the gap that you want, but you run into a problem that when you run your tack welds next to it, they shrink when they cool, and when it shrinks, it pinches this thing, and it's hard to get out, which is what I'm running into right now. There we go. Got the square pin out from the back side. And pry this out without pulling all the metal out. That's also a bit tricky. There we go. Go. Best flush tool you got, your finger. Just make sure your tacks are cool enough, or you won't have any fingerprints left. One thing I didn't mention about working on this square body truck versus working on the Tri-5s, GM tried to step up their game a little bit with the rust prevention on these cabs by galvanizing the panels, which wasn't done in the old days. And it's very important to do a good grind on the area where you're going to be doing your welding. So say you're putting a new floor panel in the truck, or you're working on the rocker or a cab corner here. The steel has zinc on it. Grind that off with just a little roll-lock disc with a red Scotch-Brite disc on it, or 120 grit sanding disc, something. But at least clean about ½ an inch away from the weld, if not more, and get that stuff off of there. You'll notice if you don't and you start welding, it'll cause it to spit and sputter and kind of throw crud on your tip and gall that up, make it all boogery. But you'll also notice around your weld, you'll see kind of a white, wispy smoke, basically, that like solidifies back down on metal. It's like, what the heck? That's the zinc burning off. Stinks to high hell, not good to breathe, so just get rid of it on the newer cars. So, you're working on stuff when they start doing that, in the 70s or so. Just run a test, and you can smell it whenever you're grinding it. You can smell the zinc too, but I'd rather smell it from grinding than smell it from welding, where it's really getting vaporized and going up in your nose and stuff. Have good ventilation around when you're doing it, but not like wind blowing past, with your wire feed. It's going to blow the smoke away. So just be smart about it. Be aware. Just clamping a copper backing bar into place, so when I fill that gap, it can absorb some of that heat and it won't just go into blowing the edges of the metal apart. And the weld won't stick to the copper bar. You can also use like a piece of aluminum angle iron if you want. That also tends to work. I prefer copper, but aluminum will work in a pinch. On a fleet side truck, you don't have to be quite so concerned with how everything right here looks because it's all covered up. The fleet side bedside comes to here, but with the step side, it's inboard, and you got the step on the bedside is over here, so this is actually exposed and visible. So you want this edge right here to line up pretty nice, and the welds to be nice and flush, so and cool. So bounce around, don't stay in one spot too long, keep everything cool, blow air on it. Some people like to take a damp rag, something, a little water on a shop towel or something, and cool it off. I'm not as big a fan of that with the water, but you know, anything to just kind of keep the area cool. There we go. Flush to the edge. I can grind that. It'll look all nice. Woo! Cool. Oh, nice. So I closed the door. Just look at how it all fits up. Smooth. Even gap there. So, cool beans. Well, that wraps up what I'm going to work on today. Special thanks to my wife for letting me come out and watching our little one in the house while I'm out here playing. We had a little pocket of a beautiful day. It's supposed to be like 65 degrees, so I'm out here with the shop door open and moved fenders and stuff outside and just wanted to get some work done. It's supposed to be highs in the teens, maybe low 20s tomorrow. So got a nasty cold front coming, so she let me get some work done out here while I wanted to have the door open. Like when I'm welding, I want to clear the gases out. So thank you very much, hun, for letting me come out and play. And thanks everybody for watching. If you like the way the channel's going and this type of content, give us a thumbs up. You know, give me a comment on the bottom, tell me how I did things wrong or how you would go about putting the cab corner in, or any helpful suggestions or hints. That'd be great. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.